this guy thinks he's Captain Knots. Thinks he's Captain Tying Knots. When everyone needs some knots tied, they go to him.
Rock and roll is very simple. Just 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is rock and roll. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Välkommen till livestreamen.
I messed up already. What's going on, guys? How are you?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, thank you for the follow. That's awesome. This is going to be fun. So I've got my buddy Jason here.
How's it going, everybody?
He is much smarter than me, and you guys were asking questions about guitar repair, maintenance, all that kind of stuff. That's Jeff Treadwell.
Oh, God. Treadwell's here. What's up, Treadwell?
So I figured I'd get him to come in here and answer your guys' questions, and
Yeah,
go over some stuff.
stoked to be here. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. First, real quick, just because I will forget, check out those sponsors. The Resistance Publishing. You know Vito?
Yes.
Yeah, Vito's going to be publishing the sheet music for my new album.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to Vito in a long time. What's up, Vito?
Yeah, you might stop by, actually. Check out Resistance Publishing. You can check out Limitless Cables, 10% off, Zack 10, and then Swiss Picks. And you can still donate to ASAN for a free lesson. You just have to prove it. I've had people actually try and say that they donated and think I wasn't going to check.
Yeah. It's like, uh-oh, come on, guys.
Yeah. What's up, Adam? How are you feeling? Adam unfortunately got the COVID.
Oh, the COVID, man. We'll hope you're feeling better, Adam.
All right.
My wife had that. It's not fun.
No.
I got away with it somehow this whole time. I have no idea how I did that.
Getting better. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah, it'll be good to do those bigger lessons when you're feeling up for it. So cool. So I think at first he's going to go ahead and just kind of chat for a little bit, show you some of the tools and all that kind of stuff. Just go over that, and then if you have questions, feel free to just type them out. If they go with the flow, I'll ask them, and then we'll do like a Q&A towards the end of this and answer any other crazy questions you might have.
Yeah, sounds good. Please ask questions because, to be honest, I don't have anything really scripted for this. I was going to, but there's just so much. There's so much to guitar setup and maintenance and stuff. This could turn into like an 8-hour stream. So,
Of course,
we're just gonna stick to basic stuff. I think what I'll do is just start with showing everybody some basic tools I use, most of which you probably have already, which is nice. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. So I guess, I don't know. I guess we'll start with. Let's start with some basic cleaning supplies because I get a lot of questions on that. What do I use to clean? What's good for the fretboard? All that stuff. For cleaning the body of the guitar and the neck and some of the hardware and stuff. I don't know. Does this camera work at all?
Yeah, I will. Let me flip this over and we can use that one as the main one.
See if we can get a close up here. I'll show you guys what I use. There we go.
There we go.
So this is Dunlop 65 polish. Great stuff. It's like I think like $6 a bottle or something. I use this pretty much on everything. The only place you would not use this is if the body is like a natural finish. If it's not sealed. Best way to tell is if it doesn't have that glossiness to it. Don't use this on it. You can just use a damp paper towel then if you want to.
Any students over here, you're not allowed to put that near my new guitar.
Yes. Yeah. Do not use that on that guitar specifically. So that's the body. For cleaning the fretboard, so there's a couple different things you can do. The very first thing, if you have a ridiculously filthy fretboard, and I mean like stuff caked on it, all the good fretboard cheese, as I call it, you can actually use this. This is Roncinol lighter fluid. Yes, you heard that right, lighter fluid. It's also called naphtha. It's the same thing. Put this on just a cloth like this, and then don't put it right on the fretboard, but just on the cloth. Kind of like rub it like this. You'll see all that gunk just come right off. And then it'll evaporate. Excuse me. It'll evaporate right away, so you don't have to worry about it like soaking into the fretboard and all that. It will dry out the fretboard pretty hard, but there's stuff you can use to fix that. So the other thing that I like to use is this. Let's see. Dunlop 01 fretboard. I think it's just called Cleaner and Prep. Yeah, Cleaner and Prep. That's just like an alcohol solution, I guess. That stuff is great on fretboards. I do it every time I clean the fretboard. Just spray it on a cloth. Same thing with the Roncinol. Kind of go like this, back and forth. And then fretboard should be pretty clean by then, sparkly clean. After that, if you have a open grain fretboard, so something that is not maple, basically, you're going to want to hit it with some of this. This is Dunlop 02 Deep. I think it's called Deep Conditioner. It's like a mineral oil that'll make your fretboard like brand new. It is so good. This actually has a it's like a shoe polish tip. I don't know if anybody can see that. So you actually just kind of go like this on the fretboard. Take another cloth and just kind of rub it in. And then it should be nice and hydrated. This is something you only want to do maybe once, twice a year max. You don't do this every string change.
What happens if you do it too much?
Your fretboard will actually get pretty oily. It'll just kind of feel weird. There's a such thing as too much hydration. So
For sure. Yep.
some people like lemon oil. That's another oil you can use. I don't personally like it. I notice it kind of doesn't last as long in terms of the hydration of the fretboard itself. So, yeah, that's what I use for cleaning fretboards. I get a lot of questions about how to clean frets. And what I use, this is, let's see. I don't know if you can see this. Try to get a little closer. This is 4/0 steel wool. You can get this pretty much anywhere. It's like a couple dollars for a whole bag. It'll last you a year. You just take a little tiny piece of it and just go over the fret. You can tape off the fretboard if you like. I actually use one of these. It's a fretboard guard, or fret guard. I'm sorry. I got this from StuMac. Yeah, StuMac. Yeah.
Okay.
You can get I think you get like 3 of them or something for a couple bucks. I just go over the frets with that real quick. That'll polish them like brand new. Some people don't like steel wool because it does leave a little bit of flakes, which is fine for me. But you can get emery paper, which is like something 10,000 grit sandpaper or something like that. A little bit more expensive, doesn't last as long, but they both do the same. So, yeah, that's how you clean the frets. Other than that, just leave them alone. You don't have to really clean them unless they're absolutely filthy. Okay. Any questions on cleaning stuff before I move on?
Let me see. There were. One was just if there's any. You kind of hit these with like some of the options, but one person was wondering about like cheap alternatives to products, or like any like basically how they said household things if there were, or like I think they were actually referring more to, because when I was talking to them, because this came in before, they were talking about like microfiber cloths and like other things that are like just what they shouldn't use really. You know?
Oh, just yeah. We can talk about cloths. I actually use for fretboard stuff and cleaning really dirty things. I just get these cheapo, Dunlop cloths. You can get these probably for like a couple bucks. I think I got a bag of them for a couple dollars. For cleaning the body and stuff like that, I would highly, highly, highly recommend investing in a microfiber cloth. It's like $12 for a microfiber cloth. This is the Dunlop one that I use. Man, it's great. You can just machine wash them. Sometimes you don't even need to use guitar polish. You can just like buff fingerprints off and stuff. So that'd be the one instance I would say invest a little bit of money. You get a nice cloth, lasts you forever. I have one for each of my guitars.
There you go. Keep them pretty.
Yeah. For alternatives to cleaning supplies, though, I don't know. I've actually never attempted that, so I can't recommend
It's a little
it.
scary.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't use household stuff. Like I said, you just spend the $6, get thing of guitar polish. You only need a couple sprays. I mean, I've had this bottle for probably like close to a year now, and it's still the same bottle. And I do a lot of setups, so you're not drenching the guitar. So.
Gotcha. And then I guess you already mentioned this, but is there any like other difference in the care of the say maple fretboards versus the other one? Like
Oh yeah. So with maple, 9 times out of 10, it's sealed or it has polyurethane on it. If that's the case, all you have to do is clean it with your guitar polish. You don't have to do anything else. There's no open grade to put oil on or anything. I have seen maple fretboards that are not sealed. The best way to tell, if you feel the maple fretboard and it's smooth, then it's got polyurethane finish on it. So, which is good news for you because all you got to do is use some guitar polish.
nice.
If it's kind of like grainy though and rough, then chances are it's open grain and it's got to be treated. So, yeah.
Cool. I think those were the ones that were related to that.
Okay. Well, I guess we can move on to just some other basic tools. So the nice thing about guitar is there's not a ton of screw sizes.
Actually, there was
Oh,
one.
sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Jeff wanted to know, how do you clean a matte finish body again?
Matte finish. You can just use. Honestly, you can just take a dry microfiber and hit it, or you can use a little tiny itty bit of water,
Spit.
or just spit. Yeah, you could do spit. If you use guitar polish on a matte finish, after a while, it'll actually like smooth it out. It won't have that nice matte finish anymore. I learned that the hard way because I used to own a guitar that had a matte finish that no longer has a matte finish. So yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, just a dry microfiber or little tiny bit of water on there. So,
Sweet.
thanks, Shredwell.
Sorry to interrupt, but
No, you're good. No,
continue.
yeah. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my yacker today. Yeah, ask away, guys. There's no flow to this, so I'm just kind of free balling, if you will.
Yes, indeed.
So anyway, yeah, guitars don't have a lot of screw sizes, which is nice. You can usually get away with just getting like a multi-set like this. Let's see if you can, just something that has a variety of like tiny screws up to Phillips number 2. I got this set on StewMac. I think it was like $30 or something.
Oh man.
A little pricey for what it is, but it's had every single size I've ever needed for a screw. I mean, it's got all sorts of good stuff in here. So, yeah, maybe I'll post a link later or something if we can find it. But otherwise, yeah, you can just use like regular screwdrivers. I got this one for like adjusting Floyd Rose springs, just because it's a little bit more heavy duty. You don't need anything fancy for that, so don't feel like you need to go out and buy a $100 set of screwdrivers.
Yeah.
You probably have this stuff at home already, which is nice.
I've been toying around. My students know this. I've been toying around with wanting to build a guitar for like completely.
Oh yeah.
Which would be really cool. But then I was looking at all the tools. I'm like, holy shit. these are
Yeah,
expensive.
when you're getting into like luthier work like that,
Yeah.
that's where it gets super pricey, especially like getting into fret work and carving out neck pockets and stuff like that. It can get pretty obnoxious real quick. So the other thing I wanted to touch on too real quick, you will 100% need some Allen wrenches. You're gonna need a metric and SAE, a set. I got these from, I don't know if I can say this, or a local big home tool supply. It was like $16 for the set. Again, you don't need anything fancy, but it's good to have, especially if you own a Floyd Rose, because the entire system is basically Allen keys. So, good thing to have. I would definitely recommend getting. Oh yeah, some wire cutters too. Again, got these at local home supply store. $10. I my dad actually got me these like maybe 20 years ago or something. It's still the same pair. Shout out to my pops. Thanks, you're the man. Let's see what else. What else can I show you? Can probably get a neck rest too. Or if you don't want to buy one of these, you can just use a rolled up bath towel. Works just as well, if not better sometimes. Nice. String winder. See if we can see the camera. That's a great thing to have. They make ones that actually go on a drill, so you can just like super quickly, wind the string. I don't have that because I'm cheap. So. What else? What else? Oh. So I'll demonstrate this a little later, but Zach was mentioning a lot of people had questions about truss rod adjustments, which I will actually show you guys and gals how to do. But you're going to need these. This is automotive feeler gauges. You can get these at your local automotive part store or home supply store or whatever. They're called feeler gauges, though. That's what you want. Specifically, see if they have ones that have 10,000ths of an inch and up. So the smallest you want is 10,000ths, and I'll show you why a little later. But that's how we're actually going to measure the curve of the truss rod. So which I'll show you later. And then you're gonna want to get a capo too, which it'll make sense later once I show you guys and gals that. So.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much your basic tool set. You don't need a lot of fancy tools for, basic maintenance, basic adjustments. So please do not feel like you need to go out and buy thousands of dollars worth of tools. Avoid guitar-specific, like screwdrivers and Allen wrenches. They are a scam, I promise you, because I've bought them before, and they're probably some of the worst tools I've had. So just go out and get some Craftsman stuff or whatever. Just don't buy guitar-specific tools. One more thing too, you might want to get a adjustable wrench too. This is good for like tightening down like tuning pegs and things like that. Yeah. So, any questions on tools?
Sort of related.
Or just questions in general. Let's have fun. This doesn't have to be a scholar type thing.
Man, with me here it won't be. Yeah, so Brendan Andrew.
Oh, what's up, Brendan?
He just popped in. He'll be here for a bit. Mentioned this to me. He asked, do you have fret files? I need to file down a fret that stretches over. At times the string will slide off and catch on the side by the second or third fret on the high E.
Oh, okay. So he's talking about the ends of the fret, so where it meets the edge of the fretboard. Yes, StewMac actually makes a really good tool for that that I have with me. So give me a second.
Thanks for I don't know what I just missed. Is that a follow? Oh, it's Eddie the Asian man. What's up, buddy? How are you? I think this is one. Is it Eddie, my student, Eddie?
Hopefully.
I mean, he is an Asian man.
Well, welcome either way.
You're doing well, man. It's good to see you here. Thanks for the follow.
So Brendan, yeah. So I don't know if this is even going to show on here. Oh yeah, this little tiny rat-looking file. So it's going to be really hard to see on the camera. So this edge is actually smooth, and then the sides are rough. So what's going to happen is, if this is your fret end right here, let's see if I can.
It's so awkward, isn't it?
It's so awkward. You're going to do a motion kind of like this.
Have you ever seen a lot of people doing like the really rounded edges, like almost like a ball?
Yes. Yeah,
Crazy.
that's it's actually very hard to do, but it works. Yeah, so you're gonna go like this, and go the opposite way. Do it a couple passes, and then just kind of feel it. You'll start to feel it get thinner and thinner. Yeah, I got this from StewMac. I think it's called fret end dressing file, something like that. But it's just a little single file like this. It was kind of expensive, but it'll last you forever, man. It's not something you're doing, every string change.
I'll throw the links, just so you guys know. I'll throw the links up with this video after.
Yeah.
So for like StewMac and everything else that I'll go through it, and whatever we say, we'll get those together for you, so you don't have to.
Yeah, and for those wondering, StewMac, they are a company that make guitar luthier and repair tools. A lot of stuff on there is totally unnecessary. It's like why does that even exist? But they make some really, really good stuff. You know, like this fret end file.
By the way, while you're doing that, Brendan says he was asking which side you use, the rough or soft. And then he says, or do you want to do it for me? I'll pay you, obviously.
Hey, man, I mean, I'm not going to say no to work. But, yeah, the soft side or the side that isn't rough, that's the side that is actually going to rest on the fretboard when you actually go like this. I don't even know if you can see that, but if you come over, I'll actually show you how to do it. It's very tedious, by the way, to do, because you got to do, you know, one side of the fretboard, then flip it over and do the other side. So you might as well just do them all while you're at it. But yes, Stu Mac, that's where I got that. Great website. It'll definitely try not to spend a lot of money on there, because man, like you go in there and it's just like I don't even know how to describe it. There's just options upon options upon options. You're like, oh my god, it's so cool. Oh my god, that's so cool. But again, just you don't need a lot of stuff for what we're doing. So no, you probably have a lot of the stuff at your house anyway. Oh, you know what? I totally skipped something very important that I even said. This is the bee's knees. We got to have this. So I get a lot of electronic issues throughout the years of doing guitar repair, and a majority of the time it's just due to your volume knob or whatever. It's just dirty on the inside, and nobody ever talks about how to clean it. They just, you know, a lot of people automatically just recommend replacing it. Don't do that. There's a great alternative to avoid a lot of electronics problems, and this is it right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Deoxit D5. Deoxit D5. This stuff is great. It's very expensive. It's like $20 for this can, but it will last you years. I've been on this can for like 2 years now. I'm not even halfway through it. So what you do is you actually spray it into your electronics, and then you kind of work the knob a little bit. And if you ever have any like crackling, or you notice your audio's cutting out sometimes, it's probably just your volume knob is dirty.
I'm gonna have to get this for here just because of the number of you guys that show up here with
yeah. I've saved people like so much money, because if you take it to a shop just for basic soldering work like that, I mean, you're already out like $40. And or you could just spray this and you're done. Now you have the can forever, and you can use this on other stuff too around your house for like electronic connections and stuff like that. That's actually what it is electronic cleaner. You can spray like, you know, your volume knobs. You can the pickup selector switch. You know, all sorts of stuff. I clean the when I change tubes in my amp, I clean the actual tube socket with it. Okay. Multiple uses, man. You only need like 2 sprays and you're done. So, yeah, I cannot believe I forgot that. Highly, highly recommend having a bottle of that just around the house.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Nice. One quick one that came in. What did you say not to buy that was kind of a scam? Is it the specific tool like kind of thing? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, just like if you ever see like guitar specific screwdrivers, or like I've seen feeler gauges available that are guitar specific ones, and it was like $20-something for a whole set, and it didn't even have the size that you really need.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a total scam. So I always tell people, like, you just need basic tools. You don't need anything fancy unless you're getting into, you know, fancy luthier work and stuff like that. Yeah, try to avoid like guitar specific stuff if you can.
For sure.
So any other questions, or we can move to